This is just a test recording to see how this old beta tape is holding up. I was going to try and shoot this video with this piece of shit, but this is an even older camera, but this one don't work. Today I'm going to, going back to the future. I'm going to record this video. This is going old school. So I'm recording this on an SL2000, much like the one you see right here. Due to popular demand, people have suggested that they want to see a video shot on old school equipment. So this is about as old school as I've got. It's being recorded on beta tape. If you see a lot of dropouts on the tape, that's because it's being recorded on a 30-year-old tape. Let's keep this authentic. This is the tape, and it's not even a Sony branded tape, it's an RCA. Even RCA actually made beta tapes. Although I don't think that RCA actually made the tape, because if we look on here it says made in Japan. So I'm pretty sure it's a Sony tape that RCA just labeled as theirs. The camera that is being used to record this is a Sony. It's a Satacon mixed field. It's an HVC 2800. You guys have seen the video on this, I'm sure, at some point too. It's been recorded in beta 2 on an SL2000. I'm just going to look at this old Blaupunt car radio cassette deck that was given to me. I don't know whether it works or whether I can fix it or anything about this thing other than this was given to me and I was told, hey, recycle it, do what you want. Because this is being shot on old school equipment, I don't really want to, I don't really think I need to do a video that has much value to it other than for the educational value of the old gear, and that you'll be able to see me editing using the old equipment. So let's take a look at this Blaupunt unit and see. I even got the optional, the 4-way speaker for front and rear. Check this out. Hey, this camera's got macro on it. Whoa! Where am I here? I gotta look at it on my monitor. How's that for a wire wound rheostat to select between your front and your rear speakers? That's real high tech, huh? There it is. My dad had one of these in his Mercedes when he had a diesel Mercedes with I think it was a Blaupunt actually. It was a Blaupunt, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was a Blaupunt AM radio. And he had I'm trying to remember the name of the 8-track, but it was a KACO, I think. Keiko? Anyway, it was some off-brand of 8-track that he had back in like the 60s. Anyway, this is a Blaupunt original in-dash AM/FM radio with cassette that we're going to find a way to hook this up to a battery and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, see if we can make it work on this silly video that's being shot with old equipment that I'm surprised that stuff even still works. Take a look at my, this is the record deck that I'm recording this on. I actually had to pull the top off it and clean the heads because when I put the first tape in, well, things didn't work out quite so well. And I'm looking for the zoom lever here. Probably too close to focus on this thing, but things didn't work out so well. I put the same tape in this beta deck as I had put in the other one and had immediate contamination of the heads. So yeah, there are some bad tapes kicking around here. I do have a brand new, I do have a couple of brand new beta tapes, but I want to kind of keep those ones sealed. So I'm just using some old tapes that have been kicking around for forever, and we'll see what the quality looks like. I'm sure it's full of dropouts. Anyway, let me figure out how to hook this thing up. I just got to get some wires and hook it up. I'm going to use a 12-volt battery to hook this thing up. This video camera here, this was the last of the tube-based camera. So this camera that I'm shooting this on actually has pretty good color quality if you give it enough light. Now, when I say enough light, well, I'll show you what's running in the workshop now. Give me enough light. So, over the bench, I have a 65 watt compact fluorescent with a couple of 40-watt tubes. There's another 42-watt compact fluorescent there. And in behind me, this is probably going to damage my camera tube, that is a 400-watt metal halide. And that's barely enough light to actually make this camera look good. The old equipment required ridiculous amounts of light to look good. So back when I was using this equipment, filming weddings, I'd have to go into a church and I'd be taking like 2,000 watts of additional light. I used to have these great big huge floodlights that would light the whole place up like a TV studio, because anything less than that, and well, it looked dark, it looked terrible. All equipment required that. This is the HVC 2800, the camera that's shooting this. It's a single tube Satacon camera, and this was considered to be the best single tube camera that you could buy at the time. This particular camera was over $3,000 just for the camera, and this was considered to be one of the best. Actually, I think it was like $3,500 bucks. But this was one of the best, most cameras that were on the market at the time. This one is not giving me a picture. It was given to me, but it's not a Sony. And we all know that Sony back in the 80s made exceptionally good video equipment. I have the little brother to this camera that I'm shooting this on as well, and it's called a 2400, and it was a Vidicon version. This one's a Satacon version. The next camera up, as far as Sony cameras went, they went into their DXC series. I forget the model number for it. Was the same camera as this one, but it had interchangeable lenses. It used a lens like this that you could unscrew and put a different lens on. This one's got an integrated lens. I had an M3 camera at one time, which was my next camera after this, when I was still shooting on separate tape. Actually, the M3 went into that EVO 340. The M3 was a 3-tube camera, and that's the one that I shot. I shot the first version of my Las Vegas neon video before everything went to CCD. But this particular camera, the HVC 2800 that I'm shooting this on, this was considered to be the top of the line as far as a single pickup camera went. And it actually does a pretty good job. The color is pretty accurate. It doesn't flare a lot. It's really quite a good, you get a little bit of lens flare when you pick up lights and stuff, but all tube cameras did a bit of lens flare. But it was considered to be one of the better ones. Anyway, let's take a look at this Blaupunt. Now, the downside to these old cameras is you had to be like 4 feet away minimum. They would not focus in close. So let's take a look at this Blaupunt. And yes, this camera did have variable speed servo zoom on the lens, but the little belt that connects the motor to the lens has obviously turned to mush over the years, so I have to manually zoom it and manually focus it. Let's take a look at this Blaupunt piece of junk. Hooked it up to the battery. If I press the power button, that works. It doesn't work that good. Let's take the top off this thing and see what goes on under the hood on this one. Here it is. Got our playback head. It's a single direction, does not an auto reverse. Got a solenoid in here, and should I try the cassette deck? We know the radio works, it just doesn't work that well. It's got, let me get the camera a little higher so I can see what I'm doing. So in this unit here, this thing's so old. I've got our volume control and tone control over here. And down on this side, this is the tuning pack. And essentially, like all old car radios, it's a coil with a slug. And when you turn the tuning dial, the slug winds its way out. As you can see, that's what changes. There's the slug in there. That's what changes your tuning on this thing. Now this old beast is not going to be fixed. This old beast is just for demonstration, as is this video. That's why I picked this piece of junk to show you, because I don't think there's going to be any educational value at all in this video, other than the fact that I want to see if this tape deck actually plays a tape. So I gotta go find a cassette tape, and I guess we push it in like that, and it actually brings up the motor from below. And then it ejects. We have a real stiction problem. The tape cup spool is not working on this deck, and we better stop that before we get a copyright hit from the Irish Rovers people. Hey, it works, but what's going on with this is this little idler down here is gummed up. So let's see if we can clean that thing up. Some rubber renew. Great, I've been using rubber renew lately. I should be buying some shares in the company. And a little bit of info about the Irish Rovers. This is their album Black Velvet Band. I don't even know where that came from. This is like probably my grandmother's tape or something, you know. Have no idea where that came from, but I know that my grandmother used to listen to the Irish Rovers. And they were actually a band here that had some international success. They're all Irish heritage. And I met a few of the members a few times in my years that I was in TV production, because they used to be on some of the shows that we used to do. Let's get some rubber renew in there and just kind of clean off those tires a bit. See whether that will improve this thing. Turn the volume down so I don't create any copyright problem. Okay, that's enough of that sometimes. You know, ever heard of fair use when you're trying to demonstrate or test something, right? And I don't know how to turn this thing over. Let's test the fast forward and the rewind. There's the rewind. Oh, wonderful. This is one of these decks that you would say, I'm breaking a finger, because you actually had to hold for rewind and you had to hold for fast forward. But that's working. I don't know how to eject this thing. Maybe, that's how you eject it. We'll turn it over, side B. Rewind. If they sound like they're drunk, they probably were. This was good Irish drinking music that I remember from when I was a kid growing up in an Irish family. Good old folk rockers. Of course, it never fails when I'm trying to shoot a video. The neighbor brings somebody in and has them start grinding stumps or chipping trees or something. I can never get anything done. You know, for 3 hours today, prior to this joker showing up grinding a tree, the neighbor left their dog outside and it was howling all day. Doesn't sound very good, does it? There, that's what I feel about that thing. That one's going for recycling. I'm sorry I did that. That's just all that noise outside is driving me absolutely crazy. This unit here was no need to repair this thing. This is going for recycling. It was given to me to throw out, so it's going to the dump. Thanks for watching. I hope I got that, because I can't do it again. Thanks for watching. Bye.